What's important?
All right.
What's important to you?
I would say
At the
success
root of it all,
to me.
I think that what is important to
growing
me
up the
is
way
I would have to
happiness
say-
and stability, comfort,
And
and doing
I would
whatever
have to say
I
my
need to
family.
do to
I
make
want to
sure that
first.
I have
Your
that
life
happiness.
is so
And then that's
noisy.
Different in every
So
field of
many
my life.
voices
So right
talking
now,
at you,
that's
with you,
just me,
about
my
you,
mind,
and
my
even
dog,
for
my
you.
house.
It's so hard to find your very own voice because of all of the noise. One of the goals of island hopping is to help you break through all of the noise, to quiet down all of the other voices and find your voice, to experience your journey, not the journey that someone else wants you to take, but the journey that you've been created and gifted to undertake. So breathe deep and block out all the noise. Concentrate on being still. Now exhale and find quiet. Welcome back to the island that I affectionately call the Hole. This is the 6th episode of this season of island hopping. We've learned a great deal. You've officially taken up residence on this island, for you realize that you have a hole in your life that you haven't been able to fill on your own. You've built yourself a hut, you've hung a hammock between 2 palm trees, and you've cut a path to the top of the hill so that you can watch the sunrise and the sunset. This island, like all of the other islands, is about getting real. Getting real about where you are and who you are right here, right now. For no successful journey begins until you know from where you're starting. So, are you ready to continue digging? Are you ready to be vulnerable? Are you ready to learn and grow? This ain't easy. For if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it. But sadly, this is the island on which a vast number of people live for their entire lives. Too many people spend every day knowing that there's something more to life, but they never put in the work needed to find out what that elusive more happens to be. But not you. Not now. You know there's more to life than what you're experiencing, and your pursuit for this elusive more has brought you right here, right now. So let's get back to work. Let's go island hopping. It's amazing how many people live with themselves every single day and yet are unable to actually define who they are. Yes, all people can define themselves by what they do, define themselves by their age, where they were born, their favorite color, their favorite music style, how much money they have or don't have, their education, their religion, their political leanings, or their family lineage. Yet precious few people can truly define who they are right here, right now, at any given point in their lives. And this is true because most people have never taken the time to actually examine who they are. The majority of people in this world spend their time simply living without examination. When pushed, maybe following the world's lead, you will define yourself by worldly things like skin color, sex, age, profession, or location. Now, all of these characteristics of who you are very important factors in describing you. But these characteristics aren't your identity. No characteristic can ever describe the fullness of who you are. Characteristics are simply worldly labels of position. Characteristics describe aspects of who you are at any given point in time. It's just like identifying a cold as a sneeze, a sniffle, and a fever, when in actuality the identity of a cold is a virus. The sneeze, the sniffle, and the fever are simply symptoms of the virus, just as your skin color, your sex, your age, your profession, and the like are merely symptoms of your identity. On this island, it's vitally important that you do the work to gain a clear understanding of who you are. I call it work because one of the hardest things to do in this life is to get real with yourself. It takes effort, it takes courage, and it takes relationships. You can't experience the fullness of you without relationships. For it's only through relational connections that any of us can ever truly discover who we are right here, right now.
What's important to me is your first question.
Well, obviously the people in my life, my wife, friends, and family. But when you asked that question, I think the biggest thing that stood out was balance. Balance and the peace that balance brings. With that, like, a cold beer just doesn't taste as good with clean hands. I like a hard day's work and then the reward after.
So what makes you happy?
There are so many things that make me happy, but the thing that stands out, one of life's little pleasures, is like the unknown. Like when you're on a road trip and you come across a waterfall you weren't expecting, or you're out for your morning cup of coffee and the sunrise just rises bright. I guess the little things.
And what makes you angry?
Feeling not seen or not important or not validated. Yeah, I guess with my siblings or friends growing up or coworkers, that's always been the turning point.
Okay, so now you're going to answer the same questions, but from your husband's perspective.
Okay.
So what's important to your husband?
Stability for sure. Living a life where, especially when we have kids, that there won't need to be any struggle for them, and the comfort as well. It's definitely stability and comfort. That's important.
And what makes your husband happy?
I mean, specifically, music makes him happy. I make him happy. I think loyalty makes him happy when he has people around him that are loyal and he can be his full self around. That is what makes him happy.
And what makes him angry?
Me, a lot of the times. But I think really, disloyalty makes him angry, and dishonesty, or when people assume things, that makes him angry as well. He's not as angry as I am, so, which is a good thing, but yeah, I think that's my answer.
All right, so here's the switch now. You're going to answer these questions from the perspective of your wife. What's important to your wife?
Family. Stability within family as well. That's another one of mine, I'd say. But definitely family. I see that firsthand on a day-to-day basis. So.
Okay. And what makes your wife happy?
She likes to be validated as well, so that would be one that makes her angry if she's not. But I don't know, so many things. I think she likes words of affirmation. She likes acts of service as well. So just me being there for her, or her friends being there for her, I think really does it.
And what makes her angry?
So many things. But yeah, definitely it's pretty similar to mine. Feeling unseen or not being listened to correctly.
So what's important to you?
At the root of it all, I think that what is important to me is happiness and stability, comfort, and doing whatever I need to do to make sure that I have that happiness and comfort. And that's different in every phase of my life. So right now, that's just me, my husband, my dog, and my house, and working at my school so I can live the life that makes me happy. But in different phases of my life, what's important to me changes.
What makes you happy?
I feel very fortunate because a lot of things make me happy. overall, spending time with people that I love makes me the happiest, and making people happy makes me happy, which I think comes through with my job as well. I love seeing the impact that I have on the kids' lives. I love having a positive impact. I try to on everybody's life. And if the people around me are happy, I am happy.
What makes you angry?
Being out of control. This was the easiest question for me to answer. I think that anytime I've ever been angry, I can boil it down to I felt out of control of whatever situation I was in, regardless of any time I've ever been angry. Even when I cook and I get angry, it's because I feel out of control. So that actually was the easiest question for me to answer.
One of the factors that makes it hard for you to gain a clear understanding of who you are is judgmentalism. It's impossible for any of us to make decisions in a vacuum. All of us are influenced by the culture we live in, the people in our lives, and our very own perceptions of what is good and what isn't good. Thus, we find ourselves being judgmental about everything, including who we believe we are. And this judgmentalism clouds your reality. It causes you to fool yourself into thinking about yourself differently. It causes you not to know who you truly are, thus preventing you from being who you truly are. Standing under all of this, hopefully, causes you to give pause, causes you to want to take the time to get real. At this point in your journey, your goal is not to judge who you are or even to change who you are. Change, what I call transformation, will naturally occur as you continue to journey from island to island. Island hopping is a transformational process, not a change agent. The goal here isn't to change what you do. The goal is to transform who you are. So, you've confessed that you have a hole in your life that you haven't been able to fill on your own. Now, as you begin to explore what it is that you need, understanding who you are right here, right now is vitally important. You will never fill the hole in your life if you don't know who you are right here, right now, and what that identity means concerning what it is that you need. On this island, it's important that you get real with yourself. Don't worry about getting real with others, for that's a part of your journey for another day. At this point, it's all about you, for you. It's important that you come to terms with who you are, right or wrong, good or bad, up or down, no judgment, no condemnation, just you getting real. Nothing else matters as much as simply gaining an understanding of who you are. Yet, because of what we've already learned about the reality of our lives, that we aren't naturally real with ourselves, this is going to take some practice. Just like learning how to ride a bike or learning a new language or physical therapy after an injury. Expect that you're going to fall down a few times before you get it. Step 1. Start by making a list of your attributes. Make a list of what you believe describes you and your character. Ask questions like, what's important to me? What makes me happy? What makes me angry? In answering questions like these, don't should on yourself. Don't answer these questions the way you think you should. Answer these questions for yourself, by yourself. At this point, this exercise isn't about anything else or anyone else. If you get stuck answering these questions, it might help to use your imagination. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. Pretend that someone else is answering these questions. Someone else is describing what they see in you. In whatever way you answer these questions, don't make your answers about who you desire to be. Don't make your answers about who you think you should be, or who you think you need to be. Don't make your answers about who someone else wants you to be. Make your answers about who you honestly believe yourself to be right here, right now. The second step, as if step 1 wasn't hard enough, this is where the relationship piece that I referred to earlier comes into play. Ask someone else, someone close to you, not a random stranger, to answer these questions about you. What's important to you? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? Then compare your answers to what these other people share with you. How are their answers similar to your answers? How are their answers different from yours? And what do all of these answers say about who you are right here, right now? Finally, and this is the cool down after a very intense workout, live with your answers. Examine your answers and the answers you receive from others. Do these answers ring true with your reality? Did any of these answers surprise you? And finally, what can you learn from these answers? Like fine wine, these answers are going to need some time to ferment, time to settle in and take root, time to reveal your true identity, to help you get real with yourself. Don't worry, you'll know when your list is an accurate snapshot of who you are right here, right now. You'll also know if and when you need to do some more digging, to spend some more time on this island. Until then, keep on keeping on.
So, what's important to you?
What's important to me? I would have to say my family first. And then just building a life worth living.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out my path and making sure that I'm feeling fulfilled in my journey, and making sure that I'm surrounding myself with those that love me and want to build me up. That would be the most important things to me.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is anything to do with comedy. Movies that make me smile and laugh. I don't like horror movies. Very known fact. But yeah, just like joy, travel, memories, all those things make me happy.
What makes you angry?
What makes me angry? On a surface level, traffic, people that don't know how to drive. Yeah, I don't get angry at a lot of things. So
now you're going to answer those three questions, but from the perspective of your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about how she would answer those questions.
Okay.
So what's important to her?
I would say family is important to her. Yeah, I would say family.
Okay. What makes her happy?
Having things planned out and being around those she loves.
What makes her angry?
The exact opposite. Whenever plans don't go the way that we thought they were going to, is definitely when she's the most frustrated.
All right, so now you're going to answer those questions again, but this time from the perspective of your boyfriend.
Okay.
So you're going to think about what he did, how he would answer these questions.
Okay.
What's important to him?
I would say that what would be important for him would be providing for himself in terms of his job opportunities, always trying to gain more money so that he can provide and live the life that he wants, building the house that he wants and the cars that he wants. Yeah, that's important to him.
And what makes him happy?
I would say spending time with me would make him happy. And just whenever he gets to relax and really live in the moment and the memories that he makes with his friends and family, that makes him happy.
What makes him angry?
Oh gosh. Again, living in that service industry where you're constantly trying to have a face in front of the public, I would say that having a repetitive job where you're dealing with difficult customers all day, every day, that's what makes him angry. And then just trying, again, back to the importance of what he's trying to do is provide for himself and for others. And if he's not able to get the money that he wants in a timely fashion, then I would say that makes him angry, because he's always trying to strive to do the best for himself.
All right, so what's important to you?
I would say success is important to me. Growing up the way I did, I got to see two different kinds of life, and I find work to be something that I want to strive at. So I would say success.
And what makes you happy?
It would fall in the same ballpark for me. It all comes down to being successful when, when I get rewarded for hard work that I do, that's when I feel happy.
And what makes you angry?
The exact opposite, failure. I hate failing. I despise it. I have to always work harder and harder to be the best I can be.
So, how about you? What's important to you? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? No judgment, no condemnation, just you getting real with yourself right here, right now. And then go out on a limb and ask someone important to you to answer these very same questions about you. That's your mission if you choose to accept it. So, until we meet again and discuss the concept of peace, may you get good at being real.
Hey there, it's Madison. Island Hopping is a production of Journey to Be Ministries and is sponsored by Beneva Christian Church in Sarasota, Florida. You can find Beneva Christian on YouTube and Facebook, as well as their website, benevachristian.com. If you would like to reach out to my dad, just drop him an email at islandhoppingpodcast@gmail.com.